ozone. In last class, in yesterday class, ozone preparation and physical properties are completed. So once again here, ozone molecular formula is a O3. Ozone molecular formula is a O3. So it is a allotropic form of oxygen. So ozone is a allotropic form of oxygen, and it is present in the upper atmosphere. And this ozone layer protects Earth crust from the ultraviolet rays or radiation. So UV radiations నుంచి ఈ ఓజోన్ లేయర్ అనేది ఎర్త్ క్రస్ట్ ని ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట. సో హియర్ when preparation of ozone, here 3 moles of oxygen, that means a slow stream of dry stream of oxygen when passed into the subjecting to the electric discharge, it forms ozone. So this formation of ozone is a endothermic reaction. Endothermic means delta H value is positive. That means plus 142 kilojoule per mole. This is at 298 Kelvin. So here a slow stream of dry oxygen is subjecting or passing through the electric discharge, then it is converting into ozone. So the formation of ozone is a reversible and endothermic reaction. This is a reversible and endothermic. Reversible and endothermic process. Reversible means there is a preparation of ozone. It is a reversible reaction. That means there is a forward and backward reactions are take place here. Forward reaction and backward reaction. Both type of reactions present in the formation of ozone. So this is a reversible reaction. Here endothermic means in the formation of ozone, energy is absorbed or heat is absorbed, not releasing, or heat is absorbed. That means delta H is equal to positive. That means delta H is equal to plus 142 kilojoule per mole. Okay, that is heat absorbing process. That means endothermic process. So in the preparation of ozone from oxygen, here 10% conversion of O2 to O3 takes place here. 10% only. So this obtained ozone, it contains a mixture of O2 and O3. It contains O2 and O3. So here a mixture of oxygen and ozone, this is called here ozonized oxygen. What is meant by ozonized oxygen here? A mixture of oxygen and ozone, O2 and O3. This mixture is called ozonized oxygen. So from this ozonized oxygen here, this ozonized oxygen is cooled firstly, అంటే దీన్ని కూల్ చేసినప్పుడు first of all ozone is a liquefied and separated from the oxygen. So ఈ ozonized oxygen ని కూల్ చేసినప్పుడు in between oxygen and ozone, అంటే ఈ రెండిలో ఓజోన్ ఫస్ట్ లిక్విఫైస్ అయ్యి ఈ ఆక్సిజన్ గ్యాస్ నుంచి సపరేట్ అవుతుంది. సో అట్లా దీన్ని మనం సపరేట్ చేస్తాం అన్నమాట. సో ఫర్ ది ఫార్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఓజోన్ హియర్ దిస్ ఈస్ యూజ్డ్ ఇన్ ది ఓజోనైజర్. సో ఓజోనైజర్ అనే ఒక ఆపరేటర్ యూజ్ చేస్తాం. ఇన్ laboratory condition there is a two types of ozonizers here. First one is Siemens ozonizer. First one is Siemens ozonizer. Siemens ozonizer. Second one is Brodis ozonizer. This is preparation of the ozone. Once again, when a slow stream of dry oxygen is passed through the electric discharge, there is formed ozone. So this formation of ozone is a reversible and endothermic process. Why? Because here there is a both forward and backward reactions are present. So that is a reversible reaction. Endothermic means in the formation of ozone, heat is absorbing takes place here. That means delta H is equal to positive. That means plus 142 kilojoule per mole. So in this process, 10% conversion of oxygen to ozone takes place here. So a mixture of O2 and O3, oxygen and ozone, this is called ozonized oxygen. This ozonized oxygen on cooling, firstly ozone is liquefied and then it is separated from the oxygen gas. So for this formation of ozone, ozonizers are used here. There is a two types of ozonizers present in the laboratory. That means Siemens ozonizer and Brodis ozonizer are present here. So next we are going to explain the physical properties of the ozone. These are also explained. Physical properties. Okay. Physical properties. Okay, right. In these physical properties, pure ozone is a pale blue and pungent smelling poisonous gas. Physical properties of ozone is these are pale blue, pungent smelling, poisonous gas. So this is a dark black or dark blue in liquid state, and violet black in solid state. Okay, there is a pale blue, pungent smelling, poisonous gas. It has a dark blue in liquid state, violet black in solid state. And it is a harmless in small concentration. Harmless in small concentration, and its concentration exceed 100 ppm. That means more than 100 ppm concentration, then it is difficult to breathing, and this is leads to the headache. So 100 ppm కంటే ఎక్కువగా ఈ ఓజోన్ కాన్సంట్రేషన్ ఉన్నప్పుడు హెడేక్ రావడం అనేది జరుగుతుంది. అట్లాగే నోస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ కూడా వచ్చేదానికి ఛాన్సెస్ ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట. సో దట్ ఈస్ ఫిజికల్ ప్రాపర్టీస్. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ఏ thermodynamically unstable, thermodynamically unstable compared to that of oxygen. So oxygen to compare చేసినప్పుడు ozone is unstable. So this is a decomposes into oxygen. Ozone decomposes into oxygen. This reaction is a exothermic. That means delta H is equal to negative and delta S is equal to positive. Delta G is equal to negative. So decomposition of ozone, it forms oxygen. On decomposition, ozone gives oxygen. This reaction is a exothermic reaction. That means delta H is equal to negative. In this reaction, entropy is increases. Entropy అనేది increase అవుతుంది. So delta S is equal to positive. So among these two values, delta G, that means change in Gibbs energy, that is also negative. So it is highly soluble in, it is highly soluble. It is highly soluble in, ozone is highly soluble in turpentine oil and glacial acetic acid, glacial acetic acid and CCl4. That means carbon tetrachloride. So it has a, that means diamagnetic nature. Diamagnetic. Why? Because there is no unpaired electron in ozone. So once again, physical properties of ozone are: pure ozone is a pale blue, pungent smelling, poisonous gas. Pale blue, pungent smelling, poisonous gas. It is dark blue in liquid state, violet black in solid state. So when ozone harmless, that means there is no effect here. Harmless in small concentration and more than, that means its concentration exceeds more than 100 ppm, then the breathing is difficult. This results to headache. It is unstable compared to the top oxygen. So this ozone gives oxygen on decomposition. So ozone decomposition అయినప్పుడు oxygen ఇస్తుంది అన్నమాట. So this reaction, it is a exothermic reaction. Means delta H is equal to negative. In the formation of oxygen from the ozone on decomposition, in which increase in entropy value increases. That means delta S is equal to positive. Then delta G is equal to negative. So highly soluble, ozone is a highly soluble in turpentine oil and glacial acetic acid and carbon tetrachloride. So it is a diamagnetic in nature. So next one, chemical properties of the ozone. Right. Chemical properties of ozone. Ozone preparation and chemical properties are very most important. Okay, preparation and properties. So chemical properties of ozone in this year, ozone is act as a powerful oxidizing agent. Powerful oxidizing agent. Why? Because here on decomposition, ozone gives nascent oxygen. This is nascent oxygen. Due to formation of nascent oxygen on decomposition, it acts as a powerful oxidizing agent. So here it is this oxidizing power of ozone oxidizing power of ozone is weaker than fluorine, and stronger than hydrogen peroxide or potassium permanganate. Hydrogen peroxide or potassium permanganate. So chemical, let us see here chemical properties of ozone. Okay, ozone acts as a powerful oxidizing agent. That means here, due to formation of nascent oxygen and decomposition of ozone decompose చేసినప్పుడు ఆక్సిజన్ తో పాటు nascent oxygen కూడా ఫామ్ చేస్తుంది. సో ఈ nascent oxygen ఫామ్ చేయడం వల్ల ozone acts as a powerful oxidizing agent. So here the oxidizing power of ozone is weaker than fluorine and stronger than hydrogen peroxide or potassium permanganate. So here oxidizing properties of ozone. First one is ozone oxidizes black lead sulfide to white lead sulfate. So ozone ఏం చేస్తుంది ఇక్కడ lead sulfide ని lead sulfate గా కన్వర్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం. Let me see the reaction here. Let us see reaction is here. This is lead sulfide. PbS means lead sulfide. This lead sulfide when reacts with ozone, then this ozone oxidizes lead sulfide to lead sulfate. That means PbSO4 and oxygen. Okay, this is first oxidizing property. So ozone oxidizes black lead sulfide to white lead sulfate. So this is lead sulfide. This ozone oxidizes lead sulfide to lead sulfate. This is in black color, this is in white color. Okay, lead sulfide ni lead sulfate oxidize chestundi. This is lead sulfide. That means S minus to state minus sulfide. So lead sulfate SO4 minus sulfate. So another one is it oxidizes iodide ion to iodine. So ozone oxidizes iodide ions to iodine. Iodide ions to iodine convert చేస్తుంది. So let us see here potassium iodide. Here means I minus, K plus I minus. This is iodide. Potassium iodide when reacts with ozone, it forms of potassium hydroxide and iodine and dioxide. Okay, here this is K plus I minus. This is iodide ion. ఈ iodide ion ని ఎలా కన్వర్ట్ చేస్తుంది? iodine గా కన్వర్ట్ చేస్తుంది. Okay, it oxidizes iodide ions to iodine. Okay, O3 nothing but ozone is oxidizes I minus to I2. So I minus ni iodine గా I2 గా ఇది ఆక్సిడైజ్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు ఆక్సిడైజర్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఆక్సిడేషన్ అంటే ఏంటి? ఇంక్రీజింగ్ ఆక్సిడేషన్ నెంబర్. ఆల్రెడీ I told that point. So here I minus means minus one charge. I2, this is elemental state, this is zero charge. So minus 1 to 0. Minus 1 నుండి 0 కి ఆక్సిడేషన్ నెంబర్ ఏమవుతుంది? ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. సో ఆక్సిడేషన్ నెంబర్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అయిందంటే దట్ ఈస్ అండర్గోస్ ఆక్సిడేషన్. సో ఆక్సిడేషన్ నెంబర్ డిక్రీజ్ అయితే that is undergoes reduction. Okay, in oxidation process, oxidation number increases. In reduction process, oxidation number decreases. So in this that means the ozone oxidizes I minus, that means iodide ions to iodine. Okay, next one. Next one is the metals, like here, it is very most important. The metals like silver and mercury. Metals like silver and mercury are oxidized to their respective oxides. Okay, here silver when combined with ozone, it forms silver oxide and oxygen. And then mercury when combined with ozone, it forms mercurous oxide and oxygen. This reaction is very, very most important here. When ozone is passed through the mercury, it is oxidized to mercurous oxide. So this is mercurous oxide. Okay. Then the mercury loses its meniscus nature and sticks on glass walls. That is called tailing of mercury. This is very, very most important. Tailing of mercury. This is most important thing here. Tailing of mercury. What is tailing of mercury antaru? Tailing of mercury ante enti? Tailing of mercury means here, when ozone is passed into mercury, this oxidizes into mercurous oxide. Then the mercury loses its meniscus and sticks the glass walls. That is called tailing of mercury. అంటే ఎప్పుడైతే మనం ఓజోన్ ని మెర్క్యూరీ గుండా పాస్ చేస్తున్నామో, ఈ మెర్క్యూరస్ ఆక్సైడ్ గా ఆక్సిడైజ్ అవుతుందమ్మా. మెర్క్యూరీ ఈజ్ ఆక్సిడైజెస్ ఇంటూ మెర్క్యూరస్ ఆక్సైడ్. దెన్ అంటే ఈ మెర్క్యూరస్ ఆక్సైడ్ గా ఆక్సిడైజ్ అయిన తర్వాత ఈ మెర్క్యూరీకి ఉండేటటువంటి మెనిస్కస్ నేచర్, అంటే మెర్క్యూరీ అనేది బాగా మెరుస్తూ ఉంటుంది, తలతల మెరుస్తూ ఉంటుంది. సో ఆ మెనిస్కస్ నేచర్ లాస్ అయిపోయి ఆ గ్లాస్ మనం ఏ వెజల్లో అయితే ఇక్కడ ఈ రియాక్షన్ చేస్తా ఉన్నామో ఆ గ్లాస్ వాల్స్ వెంబడి అంటుకొని వెళ్ళిపోతుంది, అంటే అంటుకుంటుంది. దాన్ని టైలింగ్ ఆఫ్ మెర్క్యూరీ అంట. దానిలోకి మళ్ళీ వాటర్ వేసి బాగా షేక్ చేసినప్పుడు ఆ మెనిస్కస్ నేచర్ మళ్ళీ రీగైన్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. This is very most important. Once again I repeated here, when ozone is passed through the mercury, it oxidizes into mercurous oxide. Then the mercury loses its meniscus. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, mercury loses its meniscus and sticks the glass wall. That is called tailing of mercury. Okay, this meniscus nature regained after shaking with water. So water తో మళ్ళీ షేక్ చేసినప్పుడు ఈ మెనిస్కస్ నేచర్ ని మనం మళ్ళీ రీగైన్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. Okay, this is tailing of mercury. Once again here, chemical properties. Okay, it is a powerful oxidizing agent. Why? Because on decomposition of ozone into oxygen, it forms nascent oxygen. So ozone అనేది డికంపోజిషన్ అయ్యి ఆక్సిజన్ ఫార్మేషన్ చేసేటప్పుడు nascent oxygen కూడా ఫామ్ చేస్తుంది. సో డ్యూ టు ఫార్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ nascent oxygen on decomposition of ozone, it acts as a powerful oxidizing agent. సో nascent oxygen ఫామ్ చేయడం వల్ల ఇది ఆక్సిడైజింగ్ ఏజెంట్ గా యాక్ట్ చేస్తుంది. సో దిస్ ఆక్సిడైజింగ్ పవర్ ఆఫ్ ది ఓజోన్ ఈజ్ వీకర్ దాన్ ఫ్లోరిన్, అంటే ఫ్లోరిన్ కంటే వీక్ గా ఉంటుంది ఆ ప్రాపర్టీ అనేది. స్ట్రాంగర్ దాన్ హైడ్రోజన్ పెరాక్సైడ్ అండ్ పొటాషియం పర్మాంగనేట్. హైడ్రోజన్ పెరాక్సైడ్ అండ్ పొటాషియం పర్మాంగనేట్ కంటే స్ట్రాంగర్ గా ఉంటుంది. సో నెక్స్ట్ వన్, ఓజోన్ ఆక్సిడైజెస్ బ్లాక్ లెడ్ సల్ఫైడ్ టు వైట్ లెడ్ సల్ఫైడ్. సో లెడ్ సల్ఫైడ్ ని లెడ్ సల్ఫేట్ గా ఆక్సిడైజ్ చేస్తుంది. సో హియర్ అయోడైడ్ అయాన్స్ ని అయోడిన్ గా ఆక్సిడైజ్ చేస్తుంది ఇక్కడ. సో ఇన్ దిస్ మెటల్స్ లైక్ సిల్వర్ అండ్ మెర్క్యూరీ when reacts with ozone, it forms their corresponding oxides or respective oxides. Okay, here like this, silver reacts with ozone, it forms silver oxide and oxygen. This reaction is very most important. Okay, when ozone is passed into mercury, it oxidizes into mercurous oxide. Then this mercury loses its meniscus nature and sticks to a glass wall. So this is tailing of mercury. Okay, so regain the meniscus nature of mercury after shaking with water. Water to shake చేసినప్పుడు ఈ మెర్క్యూరీ యొక్క మెనిస్కస్ నేచర్ మళ్ళీ రీగైన్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. దట్ ఈస్ tailing of mercury. So here next one is formation of ozonide. Right, in this formation of ozonide here, when ozone reacts with ethylene, that means CH2 double bond CH2, this is called ethylene. When reacts with ozone, this is ethylene. Okay, it is formed ethylene ozonide. This is ethylene ozonide, like that. Okay, ozone reacts with ethylene, it forms ethylene ozonide. And ozone reacts with nitric oxide. This is nitric oxide. It forms nitrogen dioxide and dioxygen. So here ozone is acts as a bleaching agent. Ozone acts as a bleaching agent also. That's why here its oxidizing nature on organic compound. Enduku bleaching agent react chestundante, it is due to its oxidizing action, due to its oxidizing action on organic matter. That means it decolorizes the colored substance. So colored substances ni ఇది decolorize చేస్తుందమ్మ. That means here this is colored substance. This is decolorized, that means colorless. అంటే ఓజోన్ డికంపోజ్ అయినప్పుడు నాస్టెంట్ ఆక్సిజన్ ఫామ్ అవుతుంది కదా. సో ఈ నాస్టెంట్ ఆక్సిజన్ అనేది కలర్డ్ సబ్స్టాన్సెస్ ని కలర్లెస్ గా కన్వర్ట్ చేస్తుంది కాబట్టి సో ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ బ్లీచింగ్ ఏజెంట్. సో దిస్ ఓజోన్ హియర్ it bleaches oil, ivory, okay, and floor, waxes and wood pulp also. Waxes and wood pulp, etc. Okay. This is bleaching reaction. So here, when ozone reacts with ethylene, it forms ethylene ozonide. Ethylene ozonide. And when reacts with nitric oxide, it forms nitrogen dioxide. So ozone is also acts as bleaching agent. Bleaching agent due to its oxidizing action. Its oxidizing action on organic matter. Organic matter. So this is decolorize the colored substances. Decolorize the colored substances. That means colored substances ikkada ee nascent oxygen anedi ee colored substances ni colorless ga convert చేస్తుంది. సో ఈ nascent oxygen ఎక్కడ నుంచి వస్తుంది ఇక్కడ? From decomposition. Decomposition of the ozone. Ozone ని decompose చేసినప్పుడు oxygen, dioxygen తో పాటుగా nascent oxygen కూడా ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. So due to formation of nascent oxygen, it acts as a powerful oxidizing agent అని చెప్తాం. సో ఈ nascent oxygen ఇక్కడ కూడా ఏం చేస్తుందంటే colored substances ని colorless గా కన్వర్ట్ చేస్తుంది. So it bleaches oils, ivory, flour, wood pulp, etc. like this. Okay, next one. Structure of the ozone here. Structure of the ozone. Structure of the ozone. Right. Okay. In the structure here, this is like this. These are resonance forms of the ozone. So double bond unte 2 lone pairs petali, single bond unnappudu 3 lone pairs pettam ikkada. So చూడండి 1 2 3. So here three bonds are present. In between three and among these 3 bonds, one bond is coordinate covalent bond. So here one lone pair is put on the central oxygen. So this is structure. So totally like this. Okay. The shape is angular shape. The shape is angular shape. This is a angular shape. Okay. Both bond lengths, OO bond lengths are same. Same bond lengths are having here, and bond angle here 117 degree. Bond angle. This is bond angle 117 degree. This is structure of the ozone. Okay. It is a angular molecule. Both sides bond lengths are equal. This bond angle is 117 degree. This is structure of the ozone. Next one, last one, uses of the ozone. Uses of the ozone. So ozone is a angular molecule. So it has a diamagnetic in nature అని చెప్పాం కదా. Diamagnetic అని ఎందుకు అంటాం? There is no unpaired electron. There is a all paired electron. Paired means 2 electrons. Okay. Unpaired electrons unte that is paramagnetic. Paired electrons ఉన్నప్పుడు that is diamagnetic. So last one, uses of ozone. So ozone is used as a germicide. And disinfectant and in sterilizing the water. Sterilizing the water. This is use of the ozone. So ozone is used as a germicide, disinfectant and in sterilizing water. So water ni sterilize cheyadamlo use chestam, disinfectant ga use chestam, ikkada ozone ni germicide ga kuda use chestam. So So here it is also used for bleaching agent. It is also used for bleaches like oil, ivory, okay, flour and wood pulp, etc. Okay, it is used as a oxidizing agent in manufacture of potassium permanganate. It is used as a oxidizing agent in manufacture of KMnO4, means potassium permanganate. So it is used in the manufacture of artificial silk and synthetic camphor. It is used in the manufacture of artificial silk and synthetic camphor. So that is another use of the ozone. And last one is a mixture of ozone and cyanogen. A mixture of ozone means O3 and C2N2, which is called cyanogen. This is called cyanogen. C2N2 means cyanogen. Is used in rocket fuel. Okay, a mixture of ozone and cyanogen is used in rocket fuel. These are uses of the ozone. Once again, ozone is used as a germicide, disinfectant, and in sterilizing water. So ozone is used for bleaches oil, ivory, flour, wood pulp, etc. And it is used as a oxidizing agent in manufacture of KMnO4 here. And it is used in the manufacture of artificial silk and synthetic camphor. A mixture of ozone and cyanogen. Is used in the rocket fuel. These are uses of ozone. So next one is ozone is completed. So ozone is a very important one here. So ozone preparation and ozone chemical properties are most important things. So physical properties and uses also, but majorly preparation and chemical properties are main things here. That is, ozone is over, completed. Right. Next one, sulfur. Okay. Sulfur allotropic form. Right. Sulfur forms several number of allotropic forms here, but important ones are discussed below here. So first one is rhombic. Rhombic sulfur, or alpha sulfur, rhombic sulfur or alpha sulfur. Next one is monoclinic sulfur or beta sulfur. This is also called prismatic sulfur also. Prismatic sulfur. And plastic sulfur. Plastic sulfur or gamma sulfur. Gamma sulfur. These are important ones. So first one is rhombic sulfur. Rhombic sulfur or octahedral sulfur or alpha sulfur. So first one is here rhombic sulfur. Rhombic sulfur. This is also known as octahedral sulfur. Octahedral sulfur or alpha sulfur. Okay, right. This is a common form of sulfur. This is a common form of sulfur. Rhombic sulfur is a common form of sulfur. It is yellow in color. It is yellow in color. So ఇది ఎలా ఉంటుంది? Yellow color లో ఉంటుంది. Rhombic sulfur is a common form of sulfur and it is yellow in color. It is formed by the evaporating the solution of roll sulfur and evaporating the solution of roll sulfur in CS. So rhombic sulfur is formed by the on evaporating the solution of roll sulfur. So ఈ roll sulfur ని CH2 లో సాల్బుల్ చేయాలి అంటే కార్బన్ డైసల్ఫైడ్. సో ఆ సొల్యూషన్ మనం ఎవాపరేట్ చేసినప్పుడు ఈ rhombic sulfur అనేది ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. Here it is insoluble in water. It is insoluble in water and readily soluble in carbon disulfide, means CS2. Okay, it is insoluble in water and readily soluble in CS2, and it dissolves some extent. It dissolves some extent to the benzene and alcohol and ether. Okay, once again here rhombic sulfur is insoluble in water and readily soluble in CS2. Water lo insoluble avutundi. It is readily soluble in carbon disulfide. So CS2 lo soluble kavadaniki ready ga untundi. So in case here some extent to the benzene, alcohol and ether also. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఈ బెంజీన్, ఆల్కహాల్, ఈథర్స్ లో కొంత వరకు మాత్రమే, సమ్ ఎక్స్టెంట్ వరకు మాత్రమే ఇది డిజాల్వ్ అవుతుంది. సో insoluble in water, readily soluble in CS2 means carbon disulfide. It dissolves some extent in the benzene, alcohol and ether, like that. Okay, next one. Its melting point is here 285.5 Kelvin. Its melting point is 285.5 Kelvin and specific gravity is a 2.06. Specific, what is the specific gravity of rhombic sulfur here? 2.06. That is the rhombic sulfur. Once again here, rhombic sulfur, it is a octahedral sulfur or alpha sulfur. It is a common form of the sulfur. rhombic sulfur is a common form of the sulfur. It is yellow in color. ఇది ఏ కలర్ లో ఉంటుంది? yellow color లో ఉంటుంది. yellow color లో ఉంటుంది. So rhombic sulfur is formed by the on evaporating the solution of roll sulfur in CS2. So ఈ సల్ఫర్ ని CS2 లో మనం సాల్యుబుల్ చేస్తాం. సో దట్ ఇట్ ఇస్ ఫార్మింగ్ సొల్యూషన్ ఆఫ్ రోల్ సల్ఫర్. సో ఈ సొల్యూషన్ ఆఫ్ రోల్ సల్ఫర్ ని ఎవాపరేట్ చేయడం వల్ల ఈ రాంబిక్ సల్ఫర్ అనేది ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. దిస్ రాంబిక్ సల్ఫర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్సాల్యుబుల్ ఇన్ వాటర్ అండ్ రెడీలీ సాల్యుబుల్ ఇన్ CS2. వాటర్ లో ఇన్సాల్యుబుల్ అవుతుంది, CS2 లో మాత్రం రెడీగా సాల్యుబుల్ అవుతుంది. సమ్ ఎక్స్టెంట్ అంటే కొంతవరకు బెంజీన్, ఆల్కహాల్ అండ్ ఈథర్లలో కూడా సమ్ ఎక్స్టెంట్ వరకు అది డిజాల్వ్ అవుతుంది. ద మెల్టింగ్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ ది rhombic sulfur is 285.5 Kelvin and specific gravity is 2.06. Specific gravity is 2.06. And the next one is monoclinic sulfur. Monoclinic sulfur. Monoclinic sulfur. Monoclinic sulfur or beta sulfur. Beta sulfur. After that alpha sulfur coming to the beta sulfur. So next one here, generally it is formed by the melting sulfur taken in a dish and cooling till the crush is formed. మెల్టింగ్ సల్ఫర్ ని ఒక డిష్ లో తీసుకోవాలి, దాన్ని అక్కడ క్రష్డ్ ఫామ్ అయ్యేంత వరకు కూల్ చేయాలి. సో ఆఫ్టర్ రిమూవింగ్ దిస్ క్రష్ there is a needle shape, that means needle shaped crystals are formed. These are monoclinic sulfur. Once again, melting sulfur is taken in a dish and cooling until the crust is formed. On removing this crust, there is a needle shaped or needle shaped crystals are formed. These are monoclinic sulfur. Monoclinic sulfur. So it is stable at 369 Kelvin. It is stable. Here it is stable above 369 Kelvin, above 369 Kelvin, and below 369 Kelvin it is transfers to alpha sulfur. Below 369 Kelvin it is transfers to alpha sulfur. Okay, above 369 Kelvin దగ్గర monoclinic sulfur అనేది stable. అదే below 369 అయితే it is converting into alpha sulfur. 369 Kelvin కంటే హై అంటే అబోవ్ దగ్గర వచ్చేసి మోనోక్లినిక్ సల్ఫర్ స్టేబుల్ గా ఉంటుంది. బిలో 369 Kelvin వచ్చేసి ఈ బీటా సల్ఫర్ నథింగ్ బట్ మోనోక్లినిక్ సల్ఫర్ అనేది ఆల్ఫా సల్ఫర్ గా కన్వర్ట్ అవుతుంది. బట్ హియర్ ఎట్ 369 Kelvin both alpha sulfur and beta sulfur coexist in equilibrium. That means both are stable. Okay, here this is rhombic sulfur. Rhombic sulfur and monoclinic sulfur. Rhombic sulfur and monoclinic sulfur means alpha. This is alpha sulfur. This is alpha sulfur. This is beta sulfur. Beta sulfur. These both rhombic and monoclinic sulfur at 369 Kelvin both are coexist in equilibrium. This temperature is called transition temperature. Transition temperature. Transition temperature. Okay, at 369 Kelvin both rhombic sulfur and monoclinic sulfur coexist in equilibrium. That means both forms are stable. So the 369 Kelvin, this temperature is called transition temperature. What is called here? This is transition temperature. Okay, here its melting point is 392 Kelvin. Its melting point is 392 Kelvin, and specific gravity, specific gravity is 1.98. 1.98. This is specific gravity of the monoclinic sulfur. So both rhombic and monoclinic sulfur has a S8 ring. That means puckered crown ring, crown shape. That means here. This is crown shape. S8, yes, yes, yes. This is crown shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is S8 molecule. Okay, S8 molecule. So that is monoclinic sulfur. Monoclinic sulfur. So here monoclinic sulfur means here this is monoclinic sulfur. Ela form of the melting rhombic sulfur is taken in a dish and cooling till the crystals are formed. There is crust is formed. On removing the crust, there is a needle shaped crystals are formed. These are called monoclinic sulfur. Above 369 Kelvin, this monoclinic sulfur or beta sulfur is stable, and below 369 Kelvin, it transfers or it is converting into alpha sulfur. But at 369 Kelvin, both forms like that rhombic sulfur and monoclinic sulfur, both are stable. That means coexist in equilibrium here like this. This is equilibrium. Okay, this temperature is called transition temperature. The melting point of the monoclinic or beta sulfur is 392 Kelvin. Specific gravity is 1.98. So both forms exist in a S8 molecule having puckered crown ring, crown shape like this. Okay, this next one is classic sulfur. Classic sulfur. Classic sulfur or gamma sulfur. Classic sulfur or gamma sulfur. Right. So here it is obtained when boiling sulfur is poured into cool water. So generally it has a rubber-like transparent yellow thread. It is a rubber-like transparent yellow thread. Okay, plastic sulfur or gamma sulfur is a rubber-like transparent yellow thread here. So it is insoluble in CS2. It has no sharp melting point. It has no sharp melting point. It has no sharp melting point. That means melting point of rhombic sulfur is 285.5 Kelvin, and 385.5. Monoclinic sulfur is 392 Kelvin, but it has no sharp melting point, and specific gravity is 1.95 gram centimeter minus cube or minus cube here. Okay, this is plastic sulfur or gamma sulfur. So many number of types of allotropes are present. So these are S6, S2 also, S6, S2, and only 20 number of allotropic forms are present here. So S6 shape is chair. This is like this. This is S6. This is S6. S2 is a here, like that oxygen, it is a paramagnetic. It is a paramagnetic. It is a paramagnetic in nature. Why? Because it contains unpaired electron. It contains unpaired electron in pi star antibonding orbital. Pi star antibonding orbital. Pi star antibonding orbital. So that is plastic sulfur or gamma sulfur. So plastic sulfur or gamma sulfur is a rubber-like transparent yellow thread. It has no sharp melting point. Specific gravity is 1.95. Here, remaining, and that means large number of, more number of allotropic forms of sulfurs are present. So these are around 20 numbers are present. S6, S2 are major important things here. S6 shape is chair shape here. S2 is a paramagnetic due to presence of unpaired electrons in pi star antibonding orbital. So these are allotropic forms of the sulfur. Okay. Okay. Remaining topic tomorrow continue చేద్దాం. I mean Monday class. Monday class లో అందరూ మీ దగ్గర బుక్స్ రెడీ పెట్టుకోవాలి. వీలైతే ఎక్సర్సైజ్ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయిస్తాము ఈ చాప్టర్ పైన మెయిన్స్ ఎక్సర్సైజ్.